Okay, so it's been soaking, and now all you have to do is you just put the lid on. It sits right on top, and close it like that. And then you've got a nice little handle. It folds down if you want to store it, and then you just pop it back up. And you don't want to go real fast, but you don't have to go super slow. I did read one review. It was I'll just stop talking for a second so you can see how louder it is. I don't think it's really that loud. I mean, I wouldn't call it quiet, of course, but it's not really loud. And what I do is I spin it in one direction for about a 50 count, and I was talking so I didn't count. But then what I'll do is I'll go the other direction and I'll do the same. Do it for about a 50 count or so. You just want to duplicate the agitation that your clothes would get in a washing machine. The inside bowl is what swishes it around in the water. Okay, and then when you're done, just stop. Okay, and then you have a valve over here, and you're just going to open up the drain. And let's see, I'll let you see. Here. And then when the water flow slows down, that's what I'm waiting on now. I want it to slow down some so that we know that most of the water has drained out. And then what you're going to do is you want to give it some spins to help push the rest of the water out. It's not so important at this point because I am going to put some rinse water in it, and we want to rinse the clothes. But we want to get most of the soapy water out. Still flowing pretty good. And if you'll notice, it's not hard to turn at all. Matter of fact, it gets a momentum, and so probably the hardest push that you do is the first one. Once you get going, it kind of gets a momentum, and you really don't have to put much effort into it at all. But I would say that if you have any kind of injuries in your shoulders or arms, then it's probably not for you. I myself have degenerative disc, and I have 2 bulging discs, and it's not bothering my back at all. Okay, it's slowed down a lot now. I'm just going to push some more of that water out. Okay, and then we'll give it a few spins the other direction. And first, I'm not going to close the valve yet. This is just the way that I prefer to do it. I'm taking the lid off. And then I'm going to take 1 bowl of water and pour over it just to get a quick rinse. and I'll let it, like I said, I left the drain open, so when I pour this full of water in, it's just going to flow over the clothes and then out the drain. Give it a little squeeze. Okay. Now I close the drain, and I'm going to fill it back up again with water. And then we're basically going to do the same thing. When we were washing, we'll give it a few spins if you want more agitation, if you feel like you need more, of course, definitely do more. I stay at home with my grandkids all day, so my clothes really don't get that dirty, so I don't really feel the need to, I don't think I need to really do too many cycles. One of the things that we do, my daughter gets food stains and stuff on her shirts from work, so when she gets home from work at night, we'll take her uniforms, and we'll pre-treat any really bad stains, and then we'll put it in the pod with the detergent overnight, and we'll just let it soak overnight, and then do the washing first thing in the next morning. It doesn't hold a lot of clothes, but then again, it's not meant to totally replace your washer and dryer. In our case, for the most part, it really is. We don't have washer and dryer hookup in our apartment. There is a laundry facility just right across the drive next to the main office. But that can get expensive. And plus you have the hassle. We have 2 toddlers. My daughter has a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. She's working all the time. So if I wanted to take clothes over to the laundromat, even though it's just across the drive, I've got to not only tote a basket of clothes, my laundry detergent, my quarters, but then I've also got to keep up with a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. And that's just not very fun. So we wanted to find an alternative to be able to wash the majority of our clothes without having to go through that hassle. I have washed clothes in our bathtub and wrung it up by hand, which is really hard on my back. So that's why we were really looking for this solution. And we about got it. There we go. Like I said, now my clothes, it's not gonna hold as much, or even my daughter's clothes. But with kids, the kids' clothes are small, so I can fit anywhere from 4 to 6 total outfits of the kids in here at the same time. Okay, and I'm just gonna spin it like I did when I was washing it. We just want to get the clothes moving around in the rinse water to get any soap that's left in it. Like I said, you don't have to go really fast. I did see in some of the reviews they were talking about it moving. We chose to put it on our kitchen counter. It was the most convenient, even though our kitchen is not that big. It's just convenient to be right here by the sink. And we weren't really using this corner space for a whole lot. I think we had our toaster over here, and now I'm going to go the other way. It's not your normal kitchen appliance. but it really makes it convenient. I saw a lot of reviews. They were complaining about, I saw complaints about it wobbling. I don't have a problem with it. As you can see, I'm not even holding it. When it's filled, it doesn't move at all. I have it, and you'll see when I drain this one again and we get ready to spin, it will wobble a little bit, but that's because the water is not in there. But it's not bad. And it's on a flat surface, so. I also saw a few complaints about plastic shavings. The only thing that I have seen is I think where it's new, we've only had it for, I think, 3 days. There's a little bit of metal shavings right here, and I think where it's new from just a movement like that, so I just got a few more. But nothing inside. It's all on the outside, so I've not had a problem with that. Let me see, what else did I see? I really think most of the complaints were because people were expecting too much for what it is. Okay, I'm going to open the drain. Like I said, it's not meant to replace a washing machine, so it's not going to have all the convenience of a washing machine. It is work, it's manual, it's not electric. I actually like that part. I don't have to worry about running up the electric bill. And who can't use a good arm workout, right? So that part I don't mind at all. Just help it along. While it's draining, the same thing as before. You want to just let all the water out, and then you're going to spin it to get any excess water out. Not counting soak time, I would say maybe about 30 minutes of your time. But we're a small family, so I can do 1 or 2 loads, excuse me, 1 or 2 loads a day, probably, and yeah, that'll keep our laundry done up. And maybe once every 2 weeks or so, do heavy blankets and maybe jeans over in the laundromat on one of my daughter's days off. We've even washed, both of her kids are in toddler beds, so they have crib-size mattresses and crib sheets, and their blankets and comforters are, you know, crib size. So my granddaughter has a blanket that I crocheted for her that fits perfectly on her bed, and we've washed that in here. So, and their crib sheets too. I haven't tried to see if a full-size sheet would fit in here, but probably not. We're getting down to a trickle. You can go a little faster now that the water is out. You want to try to spin the extra water out. You'll see it is going to wobble just a little bit depending on how much force you're spinning with. And I'm not focusing on that because I want to watch the water, so I know when to stop. The other way. Okay. A little more. Okay. All right. So now we'll take the lid off. And here's the t-shirt that I put in, and I just want you to see how good. See, there's not very much. You might have to wring just a little bit, but really not much at all. Not like when I was washing the clothes in the bathtub. It gets really most of the water out. Alright, and that is all there is to it.